Thank you. Thanks so much. It's truly a pleasure and an honor to be here with you. I will tell you that I've been up and down I-20 several times on my way going down to Fort Hood. I've never had the opportunity to be here in Longview and also here in Gladewater, so it's truly nice. Do I need to move the flags? Can you? I mean, I don't think you want to see my ugly face, but I will tell you this. First of all, to that high school junior ROTC group, let's give them a round of applause. And the reason why we should always recognize these young people, because if they were out doing something bad, they would be in the paper. But when we have these good young men and women who are already starting to wear the uniform of this nation, we need to make sure that we recognize them. And the reason why it's so important to me is because in 1976, I started wearing the uniform of this country in Army Junior ROTC in high school. So God bless you and thank you. Now you know how old I am. It's great to be here in the Catholic Church. My wife, who is originally from Jamaica, is Catholic. My oldest daughter graduated from Archbishop McCarthy, and so she has claimed our children to be Catholic, and she sees me as a Southern Baptist heretic, but that's okay. My parents made an incredible choice for me because they understood that the most important thing that unlocks opportunity in the United States of America is a good quality education. And that is why they sent me to a little, small, black Catholic school by the name of Our Lady of Lourdes, which if you ever get the chance to go to Atlanta, Georgia, it's right across the street from Ebenezer Baptist Church at the intersection of Boulevard and Auburn Avenue. And I will never forget, and I had to kind of get over the shakes walking into this church, Sister Judith, whose Sister Judith had a paddle. And Sister Judith loved that paddle and Mr. West. And now I'm not talking about my dad, I'm talking about me. But it was discipline, it was good quality education that enabled me to be on the path that I am on and continue to be on. Now, why am I here in Texas? Because when I retired from the Army back in 2004 and I left from Fort Hood, Texas and crossed the Mississippi River, I swore that I would not be coming back across the Mississippi River. But the great thing about God is that you make your plans in life in pencil and you give him the eraser. As a matter of fact, it says in Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 through 6, trust in the Lord with all thy heart. Lean not upon your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. So last year in October, I was out about to give a speaking engagement in Colorado, and I got a phone call from an organization called the National Center for Policy Analysis. It was a 31-year-old conservative free market think tank in Dallas, Texas. And they asked me would I consider being the president and CEO of that organization. And I could not believe it. And so we prayed to the Lord, talked about it with my wife and daughters, and we made the decision to accept it. And so as of the 2nd of January this year, I became the president and CEO of this organization, which looks at public policy at the federal government level, taxation, retirement, energy, education, healthcare, and national security from a conservative free market perspective. And I am truly honored and happy that I now, in my wallet here, have a driver's license that says Texas. Now, one of the things that Chaplain did not tell you is that I'm a graduate of the University of Tennessee, and I'm trying to, once again, educate people that yeah, go Big Orange, Rocky Top. I'm trying to get these people to understand what the real UT is. Yeah? It's hard. But I want to start off by talking to you about the inextricable bond between the Tennessee Volunteers and the great state of Texas. Because there was a son of Texas by the name of Davy Crockett who lost his congressional re-election. And when Crockett was asked what was he going to do, Crockett gave these incredible words. He said, you all can go to hell. I'm going to Texas. And so Davy Crockett gathered up those Tennessee volunteers, and they came here to Texas. And they came here to make a stand for one single thing: liberty. They came to a place called the Alamo. And the Alamo was much the same as a place that had maybe not been well known to them at that time. Back in 490, 480 BC, there was a place in Greece called Thermopylae. It was a place where some other men had made a stand for one single word, and that's liberty. And when the tyranny, when the opposition, when the enemy came to Leonidas and his Spartans, and they told him one simple thing. They said, "Leonidas, lay down your weapons." Leonidas replied to them in Greek, these two words, molon lave. And here in Texas, when those Tennessee volunteers and those Texans that stood up for liberty were told to lay down their weapons, they replied in the exact same words that Leonidas had used. Because molon lave means come take it. See, that's what liberty does. It inspires you to make a stand so that you can pass on something that is greater to subsequent generations than what you had yourself. Because when I think about my parents, born and raised in the South, 1920 and 1931, the fact that they have a son that grew up to command a combat battalion in the Army, that went on to become a representative in the United States House of Representatives, that now is a president and CEO of a conservative free market think tank. See, they made the stand so that I could have that liberty. But see, one of the things that we don't really, I think, understand is, what does the word liberty mean? We throw it around a lot, but I guarantee you, if I were to send out a poll question throughout this audience tonight, I'd probably have at least 50 different answers to what the word liberty means. And so what I want to do is talk about that definition of liberty, because there was a man who gave us the best definition of the word liberty that I think that this country could ever have. And let me read it to you. The world has never had a good definition of the word liberty, and the American people just now are much in want of one. See, we all declare for liberty, but in using the same word, we do not all mean the same thing. With some, the word liberty may mean for each man to do as he pleases with himself and the product of his labor, while with others, the same word may mean for some men to do as they please with other men and the product of other men's labor. Here are two not only different, but incompatible things called by the same name, liberty. And it follows that each of the things is by respective parties called by two different and incompatible names, liberty and tyranny. I want to talk to you tonight about that definition of liberty and how that definition of liberty is under assault in the United States of America right now. The United States of America, which has always been, for 238 years, the beacon of liberty, the beacon by which people from so many other countries have come to our shores because they knew right here in this place they would be rewarded for the product of their own labor. And when you think about these words that were spoken April the 18th, 1864, by Abraham Lincoln in Baltimore, Maryland, they reign true today. See, when we look at liberty, when you go back and think about the unalienable rights that you have as an individual in the United States of America, it was written by Thomas Jefferson that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed with certain unalienable rights. The key thing that Jefferson did was he said that those rights do not come from man. This was an incredible theory that he put forth, because prior to him writing this, everyone believed in the divine right theory, which means